Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Thursday, February 27th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with AEW Dynamite broadcast live last night on TBS and Max from the Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California. In the main event, Orange Cassidy failed to regain the international title, falling in defeat to Konosuke Takeshita. Adam Copeland and Jay White brawled with the Death Riders in a segment that spilled from the back to the ringside area, with Willow Nightingale eventually joining in to take out Marina Shafir.
Wait a second. Well, Willow Nightingale, she's had her own issues with Marina Shafir and the Death Riders. Look at the face of Moxley. Oh, wait, no, Willow. Oh, yeah, Mox goes. Willow. Oh, God. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Willow! Nightingale Concerto!
During a promo segment, Swerve Strickland was confronted by Ricochet, who agreed to a rematch with him at Revolution. The segment ended with Prince Nana walking out on Strickland.
To see Ricochet walking around in my legacy, with my robe, with something that means so much to this business. Swerve, I need you. I need you to fix my legacy. I need you to get my robe back. Oh, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
Wow. Oh, wow. Wow, Nana. Damn.
In a trios encounter, the Undisputed Kingdom defeated FTR and Daniel Garcia. All six men continued to brawl after the match. In other results, Harley Cameron topped Deonna Purrazzo, the Outrunners beat the Murder Machines, Hangman Page squashed Aaron Solo, and Will Ospreay went over Brian Keith. After the match, Ospreay fought with Kyle Fletcher in the crowd. In financial news, TKO, the parent company of WWE, released its inaugural quarterly cash dividend report yesterday, reporting that Class A common stockholders will be receiving a total of $75 million from the company, broken down as 38 cents per share. The dividends are scheduled to be paid out on March 31st. TKO also released its earnings report, citing revenue of $642.2 million and a net income of $47.5 million for the fourth quarter of 2024, as well as revenue of $2.804 billion and a net income of $6.4 million for the entirety of the year. Those TKO figures take into account both WWE and UFC. In news from Japan, New Japan and CMLL presented Night 6 of their co-promoted Fantastica Mania tour yesterday in Chiba. The main event of the show featured an 8-man tag that saw Atlantis Jr., Taiji Ishimori, Mystico, and Templario defeat Averno, El Desperado, Ultimo Guerrero, and Volador Jr. The Fantastica Mania tour continues today at Korakuen Hall. In news from outside the ring, Trish Stratus has been announced as the newest inductee for the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. The induction is set to take place on October 12th at the IPWHF, housed within the MVP Arena in Albany, New York. Said Stratus, "Wrestling has been my passion, my purpose, and most importantly, my platform to inspire and empower. To be recognized by the International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame means so much to me because it is not just a reflection of my journey, but of every woman who ever dared to break barriers and redefine what we're capable of. I share this honor with them. Stratisfaction accomplished." End quote. And finally, in legal news, a settlement has been reached in the wrongful death civil suit being brought against Tammy Sitch. The case had been scheduled to go to court on March 25th, but Judge Mary G. Jolly of the 7th Judicial Circuit Court of Florida determined the case to be closed pending final documentation. The suit had been brought against Sitch by the estate of Julian Lasseter in connection with the car accident that caused Lasseter's death in March 2022. The estate had been asking for $30,000 in damages. And I'd like to add one correction from yesterday's newscast. During our report on NXT, I mistakenly mentioned the building they were running as the Performance Center in Orlando. The show actually was on the road at the Andrew J. Brady Music Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. I apologize for the error. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the wrestling news across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the wrestling news. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.